You are listening to Boxagon Sports with Abraham Storns Jr., broadcasting the very best in boxing, MMA, and wrestling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Hey fight fans, today we're going to talk about Deontay Wilder's excuse for losing to Tyson Fury this past Saturday night. So I'm going to break down his excuse and his reasoning why he lost. So Deontay Wilder, he lost badly this past Saturday night against Tyson Fury, ending in the 7th round. His corner threw in the towel after taking a beating for all 7 rounds. Wilder stated that the costume he wore to the ring was 40 pounds, and he said it was too heavy. He said there were so many lights, that's why his eyes felt weird, and that's why his legs were weak for majority of the fight. He also said that Tyson Fury punches didn't even hurt as well. So Wilder showed very lack of sportsmanship, and he didn't take his loss with humility. So Deontay Wilder, blaming the loss, on his costume, that's one of the worst things I ever heard in combat sports. Like when a fighter loses, if he thought the costume was that heavy, he should have never put it on from the first place. After he tried it on, he should have just wore his shorts and boxing gloves, because nothing in the contract stated that Deontay Wilder had to wear a costume. So it's a boxing match, it's not a Halloween party. Wilder, like the contract stated, just show up for the fight, make weight, and pass a drug test. All that extra stuff, wasn't even necessary. As far as blaming it on a costume, what does that have to do with your legs? I'm not criticizing Wilder, but it's just you're an athlete, you train your legs. Look at NFL players. Look at the things they wear. They don't let those shoulder pads and things like that slow them down in the helmet. Come on, they wear that for the whole entire football game. Wilder just wore the costume to the ring. So I think he was too embarrassed to admit that he lost fair and square, and he talked a lot of trash in the press conference, saying Tyson Fury has pillow fists or pillow hands or whatever. And Fury pretty much just played around the whole fight. He couldn't box that good. But Deontay Wilder, I'm not sure, what this is going to do to his legacy now. Earlier on First Take, Stephen A. Smith, he had some harsh words for Deontay Wilder. He stated that was the worst excuse he ever heard in a boxing match, a fighter coming off a defeat. There's been a lot of fighters who made a lot of bad excuses after defeats. Look at Roy Jones Jr. He's done a lot of times after times he's been knocked out. He zabbed Judah. You look at DeMarcus Corley. A lot of fighters, they don't, most of them show sportsmanship after the fight, but but Wilder though, like I said, this is the worst excuse I ever heard, in boxing history, combat sports history, period. But Wilder has said that he's going to accept the rematch clause for a trilogy fight. The Athletic Commission said he can box 10 to 12 months from now, so you might not see that until the end of the year, or possibly in February of 2021. So I'm pretty sure Tyson Fury might be going up against Anthony Joshua, one of the other contenders in the heavyweight division. So we'll see what's next for Deontay Wilder as he recovers from his ear injury and other things like that. All right, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Let me know what you thought about Deontay Wilder's excuse. Please leave a comment, press like, subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to Boxagon Sports with Abraham Storns Jr., broadcasting the very best in boxing, MMA, and wrestling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.